You guys bring in talented offensive linemen, but there's so much relies on cohesion and being able to play together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I view it as a great opportunity and a good problem to have. You know, like if you're focusing on cohesion and execution and stuff like that, that means you feel awesome about the guys you have in. And now the challenge is just like how much work can we put in, how much studying can we do, how much preparation, all things that are kind of within our own control. So I feel like that makes it really exciting for me and something that we can just work at every day and will improve over time.
When Coach says Ben Johnson say that it's not supposed to be easy, it's going to be uncomfortable. What does that mean for you coming in and playing for a coach like that?
Yeah, it's exciting. I feel like it's reality, you know. So acknowledging that's awesome, and yeah, just having someone who embraces challenges, and that's what the NFL is all about, is really exciting, and it makes us feel like I feel like we're going to approach everything head on, and that it's good to fail and it's good to be aggressive and all those things, because when you're working at your fringe, that's when you're going to improve the most. And so feeling that from the top down is exciting.
Have you had any contact with Caleb?
He shot me a text when this whole thing went down, but I haven't got to like sit down and chat with him a ton.
What do you think it's going to be like to be able to sit down with him? What can you tell him?
I think it'll be great. I'm excited to meet a ton of the different guys. I just, because of how this all worked out, I haven't met like basically anybody. So yeah, definitely got a lot of new teammates and friends to make. And yeah, I'm excited to help them as much as I can, and then also be helped.
I think the Falcons had 5 different starters after Matt Ryan left at quarterback. What did you learn about kind of, you know, breaking in new quarterbacks, having veterans, having rookies, and can that be instructive for you as you kind of take on Caleb as your partner here?
Yeah, I feel like it really emphasizes, you know, there's a ton of importance placed on quarterback. That's not surprising, but there's 10 other guys out there that can help and make things easier. And so I think when you go through those changes, it really emphasizes, all right, what can each individual do to help with the whole unit and help the whole thing run smoothly. So I feel like that kind of process of self-evaluation, what can I do to help, what can I do to help the team, the unit, individual players, that kind of thing, is definitely top of mind. So I think that'll be something that we'll work on, and it's kind of business as usual as for any offense is learning, like how can they optimize and do better.
Do you anticipate being a vocal leader in the room?
I feel like my style is often, I feel like I have to prove myself and prove that my process works, and that I'm a good teammate and a good person, all those things before that even begins to enter my mind. And then you also just the dynamics of the room. Like I'm entering a room as a stranger, and so I got to forge all those relationships and things like that. So I think it'll play out how it plays out, but I'll just focus on the things that approaching the game in a way that I know is respectable and effective and good, and will help me kind of ingratiate myself with those guys.
Drew, how do you describe your own game out the field?
I think I'd start with prepared. I feel like I do the work on the front end so that I can play fast and react rather than having to do a ton of thinking. And then I'm someone that plays with great effort and controls the things that I can control about my approach and my style. And then someone that plays aggressive. Like I want to play the game on my terms as much as possible. And so I think this is a great offense to do that, and will be exciting and similar to what I've done in the past. So it'll emphasize, you know, athletic linemen that move and do all that. So that all excites me as well.
Do you view it as a positive that you're coming into something new? Obviously, it's new to you because you're new to the Bears, but it's also phase 1 of Ben Johnson, and it's a lot of new offensive linemen coming into.
Yeah. I guess, yeah, it's helpful that everybody's in the same boat, you know, at least from my perspective. If you're joining something established, there's probably a sense of trying to get to speed. And I definitely felt that when I was joining with the Falcons and everything. And so I think it's fun that we're all in the same boat, we're all learning together, we're all growing together, and we're all trying to figure out what it looks like for us. You know?
How would you describe your father's maybe influence on your football playing career? Like, how much football do you guys still talk?
Yeah, I mean, he was my high school O-line coach, so that was like super formative and an incredible experience. I wouldn't trade it for the world. So really formational for that, just as like my techniques and kind of the way I see the game. In high school, you kind of like just learning, and so that was great. And then now it's much more of a dad thing and someone that I can trust and bounce things off of and talk to and kind of just talk shop with. So like an incredible experience.
Was it hard to separate father and coach at a point there in high school?
Probably a better question for him, but I feel like he did an incredible job. I mean, from my end, it was awesome. Like, I'm sure I frustrated him at times, but like when we were on the field, it was coach. When we were, 5 seconds after, it was dad. So.
Drew, what was your experience with the injury like last year in terms of how it tested your patience, your rehab, and then obviously wanting to come back and finish strong?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, unfortunate anytime you get injured, but it was one of those things where I feel like I was in good hands with the training staff and with the plan and everything. And then it's interesting because it becomes very singularly focused. Like everything you do is just about trying to recover. So it makes your life, it gives you a lot of clarity to your life, but it is frustrating. So that process was tough, but it's something that taught me more about how to take care of myself and the things I can do. So I feel like it taught me lessons that'll benefit me in the future.
How would you underline how you went from 4th round pick to where you are today, and the belief in yourself, work ethic, all that coming together?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I've definitely always had faith in myself to approach challenges, develop a plan, and then kind of segment into like what does it look like on my daily basis to kind of get to the goal that I want. And so I feel like that it's been nice to see that kind of progress, but by no means is this like in any way an arrival for me. I feel like I have so much I need to improve and things that I can get better at all the time. So I feel like I'll lean on that more going forward, just being able to segment my goals and have the work ethic to execute them.
Couple more guys.
Drew, with the tape that you have watched of the Lions offense, do you see similarities in your game as Craig Ragnow right now? Or?
I don't think I've watched closely enough. Also, he's an incredible player. I think probably like the best center in the NFL right now, so I definitely can't compare myself for anything to anybody. But yeah, I'm sure I'll watch much more going forward and take things from him because he's done an incredible job.
Drew, you talked about Grady a little bit up there. Can you describe why his presence is the way it is as a teammate? What makes it so infectious?
Yeah, I think kind of back to the leadership question. He's the guy that exhibits it every day. Like he's practicing hard every day. He's improving. He's taking care of his body. He's studying all those things. So you see someone do that for day in and day out for years, and you kind of get a feel for how important this is to them. And so I think that'll be on display here, and people really enjoy that.